would say a TCK is someone who has lived a portion or a large portion of their developmental years outside of their passport country or their parents' passport country. Maybe more importantly, experientially, to be a TCK is to have your heart in many places, and for many places to be your home.
Anybody who is a chameleon and literally lives well in both worlds, 2 to 3 to umpteen worlds that they have experienced and spent their life in, and yet doesn't fit wholly into any of those well. They're capable of being in all of them, and I think they bring the richness of their life from their home country while still seeing a bigger picture, and like seeing it like, I'm thinking almost helicopter outside of that culture to see it from a different view that nobody else could have seen it from in the first place.
I think a lot of people think about kids as very resilient and can just, wherever they get put in a situation, they'll be fine because they're kids, you know? But it like really changes a person, and like it's important that those kids get the care that they need.
I think a lot of times in the missions world, or in churches as well, like the focus can be a lot on what the parents have accomplished, like what they have done, like how they've spread the gospel and all of these things, which is good, but at the same time it kind of leaves out the other half of the family. But that's not something that TMS does. They include the kids in the kingdom work. That's something that has impacted how I've seen my time overseas and my role in my family and where I am.
Constant prayer, I would say, and I think that's not something I valued as a kid whatsoever, because you don't know it.
Just knowing that there's someone there. A big difference about the TCK team is that knowing that they want to be there and that they are ready and willing to serve you in any way that you need.
I was doing okay in this new culture, especially like in the beginning. And whenever we have gatherings, it's great because you get to see everybody that is like praying for you and helping you throughout your process, and then you get to see them in person, and they're all so intentional with you. And it's just like, I don't know, the intentionality is what sticks out to me the most. It's like, you can tell that it's very genuine.
We come to a gathering together, and these kids are being discipled in deep ways and being debriefed over their experiences as TCKs, crossing from home culture to passport culture to service culture. And I can feel the intentionality of the staff in the way that they build programs and then the way they execute those programs with our kids. But not just that, then it's the follow-up. It's the constant, like, we want to continue to care for your kids. You know, they're not on social media, but they're connecting via us and then creating groups to meet virtually throughout the time between when we're meeting face-to-face.
We're still children, all the same. We have the same struggles. It's just a different reality that we're in, and most of us are far away from family. We left a lot behind, and we've gained a lot at the same time, but your support and your prayer, whether that be financially or prayer, like I said, prayer, it really does come a long way. And you're not only investing in our parents' ministries, but you're also investing in us and our education and our spiritual welfare, our spiritual lives and our welfare. You're investing in one more generation that will hopefully go on and invest in others.
Well, I am the dad of 3 TCKs, and so I'm going to go off script just a little bit, because 3 nights ago, I was snuggled up close to my youngest, who's 6, Aviana, and sorry. And she says, "Papa, I know what I want to be when I grow up." I said, "What is it?" She said, "Well, I want to work at TMS." I've corrected her so many times, but for her, it's TMS. She says, "I want to work at TMS. I want to work with TCKs, just like Miss Carey." And it's just a sweet moment of being reminded of how much TMS has meant to my kids and the way that they've shaped them through the years. And it has been an investment. It's been an investment by the staff, by many of you in this room, and I'm extremely grateful. And it's more than just our TCKs. The level of care within TMS for all CCWs is immense. And living cross-culturally for an adult or for a kid it just comes with so many added challenges. It's complex. It changes. Moving between worlds, finding yourselves in situations that are uncomfortable. It requires a strong support system. And TMS having that has made all the difference for my family and for many other individuals and families around the world. But as we're caring for people, the challenge we face is that to really find exactly what people's current needs are, there has to be openness and honesty. And when you're thinking about those areas of your life of greatest need, you're not always speaking up. And so we at TMS have had the gift over the past few years to have some anonymous surveys that have helped us identify exactly where our people are at, what's going well, and what they need. And through those two studies, it's just affirmed that caring well for our people is everything. It's not just about people's well-being. It's about their resiliency. It's about their team health. And ultimately, it's about the sustainability of their life abroad and the ministry that they step into. And so the first study that we conducted was called a flourishing study, and it looked at people's personal well-being, and it looked at the culture of support within our organization. And that result was extremely encouraging because through it, we learned that TMS Global does truly have an amazing culture of support. 34 different people were named by CCWs throughout the organization, across staff, peers, and even board members as meaningful sources of care and support in their lives. Not just one person, but 34 different people were named in that study. That's not something that you manufacture. That's something that has developed over generations within TMS. It's a culture. It's a culture of support. And what is really encouraging is just a few months ago, we conducted another survey called the Best Christian Workplace Survey. This looks at the overall health of an organization. And through that study some of those same areas were affirmed. And three of the main areas where we scored well in were compassionate leadership, spiritual vitality, and care for families. And not only did we score high, we scored in the 100th percentile, meaning all of the other groups that were surveyed of like organizations, TMS scores the highest in those three areas. It's worth celebrating. People are experiencing compassionate leadership. They see our organization as spiritually grounded, and they feel supported not just as workers, but as whole people, as families. TMS is a caring organization. Do you guys want to say it with me? I feel like we should say it together because it's all of us. Let's say it together on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. TMS is a caring organization. We are. And that's something that we need to continue to be grateful for. But at the same time, as we've reflected on both of these studies, one of the things that we're most excited about encouraged by is not where we're strongest, but in stewarding that data well, how clearly we can see where we can invest next. We have the opportunity to care even more, to be more consistent in every aspect of care in our organization. For example, through these studies, we've seen an opportunity to continue to strengthen team health in areas like communication, collaboration, and navigating conflict well. During my decade in India, I worked on a team. I know Joy has led and worked on teams. Chad and Holly work on a team. It's hard. It's very hard. There are dynamics that go into operating as a team outside of your home culture that require external help. As we shared earlier, through the strategic consultancy program, we're working to ensure that every leader experiences clear expectations, strong strategic support, and the resources they need to thrive. We need to continue to invest in leadership development. Just coming from Spain, Joy was just leading our whole group of leadership across the globe, leading them in a program called Lead, Develop, Care, helping people have the tools they need to more effectively connect with those that they're serving. We know where we need to grow, and we're working towards that end. But what we see is that care is comprehensive. Care is not just emotional support. It's not just crisis care. It's holistic. Along with emotional and mental health, care includes spiritual formation, relational support, physical well-being, clarity of role, development and feedback, and healthy team dynamics. As we care for individuals, it extends well beyond that individual into the teams that they're a part of, into their families, and into the next generation. And so that's where our TCK care becomes a beautiful example. Because when we provide the right care to TCKs through debriefing, mentoring, community, and ongoing support, we're creating safe places for them to be seen and heard. And for a TCK that has those inputs, they can become some of the most resilient, empathetic, globally minded followers of Jesus in the church. And one final piece of encouraging data from the Flourishing Study was this, that our people want to care for one another. They recognize that care is not something that falls on the plate of a director of care. It's an ecosystem that we live in, a deep willingness to be a part of each other's support systems. But that kind of peer-to-peer care requires intentionality from the organization. It requires spaces for connection, shared rhythms. It requires time together. And so, as a few people have already shared, one of the biggest rhythms in our organization is every other year we have what's called a global gathering. And so this coming January, our whole organization will meet in Ireland, and we will create that space to love on each other as whole individuals, as whole families. Because when we invest in that way, people are able to not just endure, but to truly flourish. And so as we take these two studies seriously, we see that care must be consistent, not just available, that leaders need to be developed, not just supported, and healthy teams are essential for long-term sustainability. So, this is where your partnership matters. Because caring for our people well can't be a side project. To develop, to support, and to watch for healthy teams, we have to prioritize it. We have to resource it. Holistic care is what sustains long-term ministry impact. So, we know, I think we do, I think we all know that we are a caring organization. But this kind of investment into care won't just impact one leader or one family. We want to see it multiplied. We want to see it strengthening leadership. We want to see it sustaining teams and shaping the next generation. Our heart is to see people faithfully joining Jesus in his mission. How we care has to be shaped by that mission. And that's why your investment matters. So thank you for investing in this type of care. As I close, you're going to get to see a video from Jim and John and Jonathan's trip down to Ecuador. Some of our beloved TCKs, Brian and Melissa.
On a long walk. That's Noah's house.
Yeah, you're right, Brian. That is Noah's house.
Why are they going? Get out for a minute. Wait, now I'm holding and the stroller.
You're cold
Yeah.
in the stroller.
Do you hear the kids play?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to hear the friends play?
I do hear them play. Are those your friends?
No. No.
Going back to. Oh, yeah, I didn't even see you picked it up. Is this the mic for you? You don't have to play with it, just leave it.
We have the same pants.
You do. You both have yellow pants.
Mommy.
Yep.
Bluebirds are really far.
They're really far.
Yeah. The bluebirds.
Birds.
No, she says nest.